live, and we should be live now. I still can never tell. This is terrible. Yep, we're live. So hold on one second. Let me pull up the chat here so I can see everybody. And then, okay. So hi everyone. Thank you for watching. This is the R&R show. My co-host DJ Ransom. He'll show up in a minute. And we have today our guest Sherry Spears, and I'm so excited. So thank you so much. It's an honor, and I'm very excited. Welcome.
Hi.
Welcome.
Thank you very much. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. I was really tired today. It's been like the past 2 days has been, I feel like really tired. I've been taking naps. Like today I took 2 naps.
It's your
And
body acquiring what energy, whatever's been going on last week. Did you feel like during the beginning of the week and then really weird, I don't
yes.
know, and then it
Yes.
cleared? Yeah. Okay.
Yes. I was definitely feeling it. I was very moody, and yeah,
It
it
was
was
just
heavy for sure. And I feel like a lot of people was getting triggered, and like the
Not
ugly
me.
side of people was coming out. It was, I don't know.
yes. I saw that. I felt it. And it
Yeah.
was just, but I didn't, it was just weird. It was just weird. But I
Yeah.
knew that it would pass.
Yeah. Yeah. And then I was telling you that last night, like my ears kept ringing constantly. And usually it's only one, the left one, but like yesterday was both. And I remember I was like laying down and then was like, I was like, oh my gosh, I just wanted to stop.
That yes, that's more of a vibe. You're tuning, you're getting a vibration and vibrating higher. Because I have that, it happens, and just laying down and going to sleep,
Yeah.
resting so your body can you can get your it's basically moving yourself out of the way. Your
Yeah.
consciousness, your ego of like, what is this? It hurts, or
Yes. Like the
something.
body,
Yeah, it's the
like it's trying
body.
to adjust.
Yes, and sometimes we have to just remove ourselves out of the way, you
Yeah.
know.
Yeah. And I think that you were saying that maybe that's why I've been sleeping a lot too, to kind of like process everything.
Yes, yes, and heal the body and get rid of what's not needed so the new energy can flow in that's needed.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
let me welcome everybody in the chat. Hi, Pleiadian Tarot, Deborah, Tim, James, Rainbow, Victor, Patrick, Deborah, Colin, the P99, Alex, Blazin, Mary, everyone, welcome. Sorry if I missed your name.
What up?
So I remember that I first saw you, Sherry, at the Leak Project, and you were talking about Mayan stuff, and I was like all into it. Yes, I love Mayan stuff. I was extremely guided to pursue and do what I'm doing with the Mayan astrology readings and all of that, and it's awesome. It's crazy. Oh, how it's been so guided too. But and there was things that I will not understand, but when I will start listening about Mayan stuff, like it makes sense. Like I was like, yeah, like I might not comprehend it, but it made sense.
Yes,
You know?
yes, that's a part of you remembering. That's a part of your Akashic record of remembering. And what we were taught was um the Maya never when they see you, they will say it's nice to see you again.
Mm.
And when they go to leave, they don't say goodbye. They say until we meet again. And that doesn't mean that you might ever see them in that person as in that body again. And
Wow.
so you could see them on the ether level, or you will see them when you're not in your body and meet again, or you will see them again in another possible incarnation again. But you'll always know who you are and when a certain knowledge resonates true to you, and that seems simpler than whatever culture or language that you were taught, and religion or not, that starts to resonate, and then that's all you think about, because it's craving that knowledge, because it's that knowledge to validate remembering, because I was taught that Isa Meyer remembers. That when I was learning the teachings from my Haukeen Hoon Spotsman, when he was saying that many of us have incarnated in different cultures and bodies this time. Why? To bring out the wisdom and knowledge, to remember it, so we can touch and remember other cultures and other races, instead of coming in the way that they are and were, in that form where a lot of people are just like, I don't want to go backwards, or no, that's weird, or that's just too much, I'm too busy kind. So putting it into more of a now culture with us remembering, we're just remembering, so you can reach out in your way of reaching out to people in your group, or I in my group. So it's just it's remembering.
What do you think about that, Ransom?
Well, you know, religions and all kinds of stuff have been on the track to try to do things like, you know, like you talk about the Akashic Record, but say you're just a dork and a nerd and you only pay attention to science, then you would know that they've pretty much admitted and documented that we have genetic DNA and that memories can pass down through DNA. So there's a record in your living DNA, and the thought that someone's brain could access those memories isn't that far-fetched to think. I mean, it's your genes that your body's talking to, so why wouldn't you be able to access that? And actually, there's a bunch of scientists working on ways they're trying to crack that code so that we can access those memories whenever you want. So like, can you imagine having the wisdom of all of your mothers and all of your fathers all the way back to like ancient times? And then, awesome. You know, if you could do that, imagine how many mistakes, secrets, or mistakes you would not do. And, you know, like secrets you would just know already. Like you wouldn't have to do this re-education of being incarnated as an intelligence again. Because even if you think about it from father to son to, you know, on and on and on, that's a reincarnation of the genes expressed. So that's an intelligence that keeps getting copied and copied and copied. So even if you look at it differently, reincarnations, it stares you in the face when you look at children. I mean, like you might see a trait from grandpa or your uncle that was dead before they were even born. And, and it's really eerie sometimes when you see like, there's that gene right there that was in a relative of yours and you see it in that child. Like, and it makes you wonder if a little bit of their soul is in that kid because of that gene expressed.
Yeah. Yeah, I that's so cool that you mentioned it. I've been doing that my whole life. It's just fascinating me of like, who do you look like? Yeah. You know, because I honestly, if I was with my mother and that happened to me, you know, I was with my mom as a teenager and people would go, who's that woman? And I'm like, that's my mom. But if they saw me and my father, they knew I was his daughter. There was a resemblance in family. So yeah. And my sister and my mother, if they were together, they would see mother and daughter. So it's so weird and cool at the same time.
And I'm sorry, go ahead. I was going to say that these, if you've ever looked into the stories of reincarnation, the best stories come from children that should not know facts that they know. And they'll be like, no, I used to do a fighter plane and I crashed over here and I know the color of the barn I crashed into and all that. And then you go look, there's like some really famous cases of that. And people went and dug up the past. And sure enough, there was a guy that was in the army or the Air Corps and flew into a barn of that color and everything. And the kid just named it like that was him. I used to be that guy.
There was a story of a boy who did that. His parents, he was having World War II or something, crashing in the nightmares.
And that was airplanes.
Yes. Oh my gosh. I watched that whole thing and cried so hard when he was saying goodbye to himself. Yeah. No, I'm totally aware of that because I know the incarnations because of two of my kids, totally. And I was well aware of it before my daughter was born. So I was already one of those parents that just allowed the kids to speak freely and go, oh, really? What did you say? What? And get online and go,
Oh,
what?
wow.
Holy moly, really? And what
Pretty-
else? You know? Seriously, I have it with my youngest, and I went through to where now it's at the point where it's like I can see from the research that I've done and his past life to now that there's a correlation, that I'm breaking the cord and making him do the same of like, no, I am your mother now, and you are this person now, and this needs to be refined, broken now, and he knows what I'm talking about too. So
Yeah,
it's,
right.
yeah,
I was
totally.
gonna say to the what you were saying about how they said until we meet again, the greeting, that's in Lakesh Alakin.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
In
Yes.
Lakesh.
Yes. See, you had to say it, and I had to see the words in my mind's eye because I didn't see it, and I came across it and I read it, and then you said it. You say it very
Yes,
well.
it's in Lakesh, and somebody else supposed to say in Lakin.
Yes. Oh, you say it so. Okay, we're gonna have to practice that.
Yeah, that's why I always say in Lakesh at the end of my videos and stuff.
Oh, that's so beautiful. Awesome.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
Well, imagine if you were to figure out exactly how that stuff happens, though. Like, you ever hear those people that believe that there was only one consciousness at the beginning, and that's their concept of God, and then whenever he created life, that consciousness split up amongst the universe and expressed itself, living every life in a different way, and a lot of people believe that. But if you think about the reincarnation thing, each person might not be all of someone else, but they truly may be part of that. So when they say, I did this, it's the truth, part of them did do that. Or even that, like you said, if you could figure it out, you could know when someone was coming back and wait for them, or recognize them when they came back, that's mostly the entity that I knew. That's pretty trippy concept.
You can see them in their eyes. When the children's eyes, when they are born, especially when they start to get at the prime time for the kids is when they start to speak. Soon as words. But even before that, though, actually, because I'm a certified child care aide, and I had a study about small children and babies, and watching and observing them, that their body language, if you can understand the body language and them communicating without words and see the intelligence, because I watched it in the kids from 1996, I noticed in one young boy, by looking deep in his eyes, I'm like, oh my goodness, you're how old? You're 5? And I could see a grown, smart human in there. And I was like, whoa, I got to pay attention. And then through the lifetime, I started really deeply looking, and I can see it.
You can see
my mind, these new children are coming. You can see it in their eyes, because the eyes are the soul does what, so my elder, but I've been doing that my whole life naturally.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
And that's another thing that, like when the first time we talked on the phone, Sherry, like there was a lot of synchronicities that was happening.
Totally.
And then, I mean, one of them is that you work with kids, and I was a preschool teacher, and
Yeah, I did too. Preschool. Yeah.
I worked with 7 years. I worked with 2-year-olds. And the other years I worked with infants. I love the infants, but I really like the 2-year-olds because I like to teach them stuff. And at that age, you can teach them all kinds of stuff. There's no limit.
Yeah. Open-minded.
Yeah, they're sponges, they're little sponges.
They're bright-eyed and bushy-tailed.
And I definitely, like, I can totally relate to what you were saying about you can see it. And it's like, to me, there was certain kind of kids that it was something about their soul that it was so gentle.
Yes.
It was just different.
Well, I got a question for you guys. Like, if everybody's reincarnating, do you think like the Buddhists think that you're not necessarily going to be a human being when you reincarnate? You could be a horse, you could be a wolf, like you could be a fly. And they go out of their way, like even when they used to build temples, they would clean the dirt of all the life forms they could find so that they wouldn't kill any when they made the temple. So it'd be like kind of like clean. But then you think of like Native American attitude. And, you know, a lot of times they would name people with attributes that that person had that are animal-like, almost like if they had part of that wolf's soul, or, you know, like you were showing that white buffalo thing. There's a whole thing about white buffaloes and different stuff like that. So what do you guys think about that? You're not just, or could be, you know, part of your soul could be animal. And, you know, a lot of the old stuff like the Mayans, like you were telling her, you know, there's different animal, you know, totems that go to different people, their personality traits and stuff.
Yes.
Yeah.
You guys talking about you're like the double snake. So we got the Inky woman over here. Got the Inky thing. And you know what's funny is I got the eagle, but you know, I don't necessarily agree with Enlil. So
I don't know. You know what the funny thing? Okay, you're gonna love this. I haven't heard about those guys until like who started talking about them? I don't even remember. Right on Leak Project maybe.
Yeah, probably.
And then it went to Wayne and then I heard some other people and I'm like, who are these? You know, so it's interesting to me. It's new. This is new to me.
You know,
I'm like somewhere else.
You should check out Ransom. He has, don't you have the reading of Book of?
Yeah, but I'm only on part 2. It takes a while to make it. So, or no, I got 3 parts out. But yes, the Book of Inky. But you got to remember about the Book of Inky is Zachariah Sitchin took a bunch of different tablets. And there were only like 12 people in the world that could decipher these cuneiform on these tablets. But he's just one of those 12. Now, nobody argues that he's one of the best at deciphering cuneiform. But what he did with the Book of Inky is he found a bunch of broken tablets that none of them had the whole story, and he combined them all, and he called it the Book of Inky. So technically, it's a book of fiction, but it's all information out of what they're calling reality in their clay tablets.
Right. Yeah, I remember Stitching. No, I know. I'm aware of him because I used to go in the bookstore. I never bought any of the books, but I was, you know, curious. So I grabbed books and like, and if a page would stop, I'd like, oh, okay. But see, nothing stuck. Nothing.
I do have the 12th Planet audio book on there already, which is kind of like an introduction to his work. And it's basically just a book that asks a bunch of questions. He doesn't put off, you know, the story to you yet. It's more of an archaeological book. Yeah. So all the stuff they're talking about is like from caveman to modern man and in between. And why is this way? And, you know, why did we just pop out of nowhere and throw up some pyramids and start drawing stuff and putting on clothes? Like, you know, because according to evolution, it takes millions and millions and millions of years for these slow changes over time. But for some reason, when it comes to humans, we're just like, you know, walking around and then bam, we're making tools and then bam, we're making clothes. And it's like a super fast forward compared to all the other animals, you know, because there were chimps on the earth at the same time as our supposed ancestors. So why are the chimps still chimps, but we turned into humans?
Yeah, right. You know, I don't.
I'm not saying we don't evolve, but the question is why humans did so fast.
Monkey. That's my opinion.
Well, I'm just like, okay, well, they got hands and they got little ears, but you know, they don't really look like me that much. I mean, I know we're close as far as animals, but how come they didn't change and we did, supposedly?
Well, also a banana has a lot of our.
That's true.
Related to a banana too. Yeah, my kid taught me that one.
That guy, Dr. Araya DeRay, or whatever his name is, that he's running for Senate in Massachusetts. He's also a PhD. He's the guy that invented email and all this stuff. And he talks about, you know, a tapeworm, a flatworm has 20,000 gene chromosome sets. So, but a human being also has 20,000. So if you rearrange that same information that makes that worm, you get us. I mean, vice versa. It's all interchangeable. So somebody made that. That's why people think we're in a program, because of stuff like that.
Oh, okay.
Little programs, you can rearrange it.
About that too. It's interesting. I love to listen to everybody's opinion, because to me, I don't have one. I just like to learn and listen and learn, because I think that that's what it's about, is not forming it. The Maya, I love how Hoon Spotsman said that it's called investigation. They are science and spirit. Science and spirituality is together, and they investigate everything as any way possible that they can imagine, till there's no more to investigate. Then they compile all the information together with each other to see what they had received. And that's the coolest thing ever. It was like, you know, we're split, you know, it's like science, religion, science, it sounds like a song, religion, science, you know, and us in the middle.
Yeah, right. You know, I wanted Anna you to talk about that. I'm not going to try to pronounce it, but what you were talking about, how the Maya believed that you could send out messages. I mean, they don't use chakra. They weren't saying chakras, but they were saying something similar, that you could put out a thing through your solar plexus and, you know, and connect. And
Zoom. In
yeah.
fact, I kind of wanted to do a screen share search about it and see what it says.
Because I wanted to show you guys something Incan that might back up that theory.
Let's see.
That you could do that.
So in Mayan astrology, Kuksasum are streams or portals which allow the disciple to travel between realities. They are made of life force consciousness emanating from the Hunavku, the center of the cosmos.
And I love your heavy metal encyclopedia here.
Well, okay.
No, that's cool.
It is cool. I agree.
I was, you know, I was like, wow, what's going on here? I never seen that encyclopedia. I'm going there now.
So let's see.
Yeah, there you go. There's some rebirth right there, right?
No.
Nope.
Yeah, I should have done that before the show.
Psychedelic, man.
No.
Hey, just because they're into heavy metal, don't discount their stuff, man. No.
Well, I know it's in my book. I know it's on my Mayan Factor book, because that's where I first heard it from. So I know it's here. So
well,
what you don't talk, what you wanted to say about it while I can.
Okay, well, here, let me show you guys this. This is here we go. I'm not going to use the sound because you guys can go check out Brian Forrester's channel, but this is the Devil's Door in Peru, and he filmed it with this little quadcopter or whatever. But there's this spot here. I'm gonna pause it right there. Okay, so if you guys can see this little spot in the middle, this is where people put their foreheads. Shamans go up here and put their forehead right there. And this door, it's like a big giant false door. It doesn't go anywhere. It's just in the side of these rocks. But they put their palms out here on the sides, and they put their forehead here, and watch the shaman guy that takes them on the tour or he might not be a shaman, but he's going up there to demonstrate. And people will go up there and meditate. And if you look at the way that they're doing that, you know, kind of their sides are exposed. They're in the human form, kind of like the Da Vinci thing. And, you know, they think they can, you know, receive or send messages through this hole here. And sometimes people go up there on ayahuasca and do it, some of the shamans. So they think they're talking to somebody.
Connecting to their Kuksasum.
Well, that's what I mean. But this is, you know, arguably pre-Inca. But the archaeologists and, you know, everybody else said that the Inca built everything down there. And, you know, they barely did it before the Spanish got there. And then now we know there was megalithic stuff way before the Mayan, any of them came around. They had big old blocks out there they found them.
Yeah, down that way. That was by the gods. I've also worked with an Inca heart master too, named Willaroo. He's in Peru. And cool. I did some Inca teachings. There's no books yet because it's all oral. Cool. And he is a heart master, and I think the next time when he's coming to the United States next year, and he's on Facebook. So if anyone wants to look him up, because he's posting when he comes to the United States, and he's coming to different spots. So maybe in somebody's neighborhood, you know, you guys could check him out. He is wonderful. The teachings that I learn are close to the Maya teachings in the way, but they're also close to the Hindu and the Tibetans with the Dharma and the Karma, but they are also closer to the Pachamama of the earth. And the Maya are the son of Humnaku, which is father son, which means movement and measurement. So you're being moved and measured of a vibration from the sun coming in. And the Maya are the only ones that know how to kiss the sun. And what that is, like in that thing that you showed us, the T, it's the same symbol you'll see all over the world, is because the T goes right here to us, right across the bridge here and here. When we are inhaling, you put your tongue to the roof of your mouth and you inhale through your nose, that, so you're pulling it up into your brain. And as you're doing it, when you're going to kiss the sun, you have your hand, your palm to the east at the sun in the morning as it's coming up to Hubnaku, and you make the sound with a K little slash IN, which is ing. So as you're doing it with the T coming across breath, that, and then you're pulling the sun. So you're actually receiving, pulling is this kind towards you, but you're up. So you're pulling it down on you, and then you're scooping it, receiving and pulling it, but you're also doing the T breath sound through your nose, and that ing, ing. And you know how you can do it, that sound, but that is a sacred sound. That's pulling in Hubnoku, movement of measurement. And that's of all that makes everything work here, the father son. It, you know, that works with the Pachamama bringing down, and then we have Pachamama. There's 5 Pachamamas. There is the universal Pachamama. Then we have Bio Pachamama, which we are on, Gaia, or Mother Earth. Then we have internal Pachamama, which is your sacred heart. Then we have we have Black Pachamama, which is the negative thought processes that we have. And you can not create karma if you want, like a negative thought. Someone ticks you off and you just, you know, well, that is a little Pachamama coming up. So you can call on little Pachamama to chop off the heads of the Black Pachamamas, to put on the internal Pachamama's sacred heart and burn it. And as you burn it, you say, I love you, 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 I love you. Then you send it to the tribunal, which are higher vibrational beings with no judgment. The karma and dharma, they will take care of it in the proper way. We have work to do here. We don't need to do it. And like I say on mine, just throw it away. Just send it to the universe in the most proper way, or whatever makes it feel right. You know, trash it, recall the cycle man. I don't know. You know, just get rid of it.
Yeah. Well, I thought it will be kind of fun if I do your Mayan chart, Sherry. What do you think?
Okay, let's do it.
So let me see. I have to pull it up. So for your day sign, you're a lizard.
I'm a lizard. Woo.
Actually, you are a double lizard, because your day sign.
That's a shapeshifter.
Oh yeah, right. You know what? I have green eyes too.
We all do. Everybody
we all do.
here.
The 3 of us here do.
Woohoo to the green-eyed people. You know, we are rare.
The lizards. But anyway, so it says for your day sign, lizard, you are a true individual and an activist. Because you have no, hold on. Your standards are always high, and you're probably an influential force in the world. You do not tolerate superficiality. And I can't believe I said that word right.
Wow. Good job.
Deep down, you're a very serious person about your life. Well, you have a powerful mind. You also have a powerful senses.
Yes, I do.
Um, so many lizard personalities channel this energy into work, music, ritual, or other rhythmic and artistic projects. And recently, you actually, was it today when you uploaded that video of you playing the guitar?
Yes, I did. Yes, yes. I got the guts to do it again. I did it one other time. There's an older one on in the beginning. And I did it for actually it coincided with somebody talking about the birth canal and the right through Wayne Steiger. And so I had already this song and guitar. So I got the guts to film it and send it to him. He got one first. And because I felt, you know, yes, this man will not judge me, and you know, he'll understand what I meant, and it goes with his stuff. And so then I got the guts to try it and throw it out there, and then I got the guts to do it again today because this is breaking out of my.
That's awesome. You're stepping out of your comfort zone. That's
definitely, and I say that.
You know, that's when growth can happen. You know.
Oh yeah.
So you didn't warn her that I go around to YouTube and remix videos of other people's music, and I use the computer to make it all weird and different?
No.
Oh, now I got a new place to go look at stuff.
There you go. Go for it.
So back to the reading. You're quick to react to opportunities and make contact with the right people. It is in this receptive, aggressive nature that allows you to move upward society without directly offending or displacing too many people. So
I try not to.
The Aztecs called this day sign Quetzalpajin, which means lizard, and they associated it with the old god of gaiety and dance. It is thought that the powerful energies released in people by music and dance was the force that this sign was a symbol for. For this perspective, lizards is a sign of creative forces, artistic, as the above description suggests. In ancient times, persons born under lizard were said to prosper with excess effort. So, yeah.
That's so awesome.
And then again, for your Trecena, you're also a lizard. So I'm a double dog because my day sign and my Trecena is a dog, and you are a double lizard.
Wow.
People are going to stop coming on here if you keep calling them autistic.
What?
Nothing. You said artistic. I'm messing around.
Oh, whatever. Oh, yeah, I did Wendy Howell's reading yesterday. She said that it was amazing. Accurate.
You are.
Mine was pretty right on with that stuff. I'll check it out.
I have a serpent here on a tennis shoe because my name means serpent's wisdom energy. My Hakeem told me what my name meant, Sherry Spear.
Awesome.
So I this is a one, and then I have the Naga.
Oh wow, cool.
Maya. I did that one too.
Oh wow.
I painted it and drew it, and then
wait a minute. So are these just for you, or do you make these for other people?
Tennis shoes. It says YouTube on the back.
Oh wow.
I've been adding like a lot of people's.
Is that a secure team thing on the other side?
What? I don't know.
Alien? Wow.
Just here's one. You recognize this one.
Yeah, there's the Leak Project.
Yeah, we
got Zorg on there.
Oh yeah, got the Ak on there too. Got the Man, the Legend. I got Swamp Gas. That's what this green stuff is with the bubble.
Oh yeah, that's cool.
Got the baseball cap right there. Right up. Wait, if I can get my finger right there. It says Rex. Got
the Legend.
I got Leak Project. The whole Leak Project goes there. YouTube. Oh, I got Halo. I put Halo right there.
Halo.
And then it says Nanu on the back.
Awesome.
That's awesome.
And then here we go. Trolling the Trolls. Ozzy Stern and their troll.
Wow.
There's a troll. he says blah blah. Here's Ozzy Stern, and I even wrote Ozzy Stern, and then change you want to be. Rex kind of took up a shoe.
Right.
I got on the front conspiracy theorist, but in the tongue I started out because I was trying to put everybody, because I got elements of spirit on the tongue, mine and YouTube. But my other shoe has Isa Maya because I'm considered an Isa Maya. Because I've gone through initiation. So
Cool.
Wow.
yeah. And yeah, I painted them. I've been drawing them. This is the first pair of tennis shoes. I had them for like, okay, I acquire things and then they sit until something occurs. And then all of a sudden I'm inspired, obvious. And it was like, oh, cool. Because when I was watching everybody, I wasn't in chat rooms, but I was making fairy houses. And then all of a sudden, well, things happened and I ended up on Leak Project and other people's shows and here, and it's just a whirlwind because honestly, at the beginning of the year, I kept on, during a meditation, I heard, "Are you ready?" And I was like, "Yeah, I'm ready." You know,
Right.
well, I had this
You
happen.
got the Jeff on there.
Pardon me.
You got the Jeff on there. See, we got the whistleblower.
Yeah, I got Jeff's right here. I did. It's right there. That like the tree, the nut.
Oh,
and,
yeah.
and then it says Jeffrey goes around here. Oh, and I got the Sunday morning.
It's not your normal
Sunday morning. Yeah.
From Wayne.
And Wayne's is right here. Wayne, our Wayne Steiger, and he's got Cosmo stuff. You know. And and I got the what does it say? The philosopher and physicist and Dr. Albers on here too. I put Dr. Albers right there because I watched that. So
Oh yeah.
oh, and this was, I watched Secure Team, and I've been watching him way before I joined anybody else. And
Did you see us walking in the episode about the sunspot there? He thought we might be FBI, but that was me and my son.
I was dying. I saw that and I'm like, what are those people doing? And then all of a sudden, like Bob or whatever, however the story went, and I was thinking, I lost it.
That was Ransom and his son walking on the thing.
Yeah. And then the guy's drone footage. We were talking to the guy with the drone too after we came out of there.
That was hilarious because it was, I didn't know that was you guys. That was awesome because
my kid got excited. My kid was all like, "Dad, we're on Secure Team." I was like, "All right." So I made a halfway decent video. A lot of people watched, and then we saw ourselves on Secure Team. It was funny. I don't know.
I saw that, and I was like, so that was you guys. That's so cool, though. So see, I'll shake your hand, or do this. That's awesome.
That's funny.
We weren't armed, but just with our wit and cameras. No, I'm just kidding.
Yes. Photo pictures are the best.
So tell us about, like, what's your connection with the Maya and how you end up as an it's a Maya.
Well, it was something that kind of, okay, I received the email, don't know how I got it, have no idea who it came from, opened it up, and this was well, actually, before Isa Maya, I have a crystal. I have to stand up and get it, but I can get it off. I have a, first I'm also a Guatemalan Maya ambassador too, with Lone Wolf, grandfather Lone
Oh my
Wolf.
God.
Yes, I have from the fire ceremony, from the ship. Right here. This was this was the second fire ceremony.
That's really cool.
And so I wrapped it. Well, he had a cluster and they took it from South America off to this island and one of their sacred spots and it was the second round of a fire ceremony. And what they do is they have it in the basket. They don't film it, but I've seen some other ones and how they did it. And it was done May 16th, 2010. That was my birthday.
Oh, wow.
And I became an ambassador and it came to me and I've got the card someplace and I'm like, oh my gosh, so this is like a sacred birthday gift to me. But this finger is given to ambassadors all over the world because it's of bringing everyone together. anyone that observes it or is around it or energy. And I take this with me with my bag in my video. I have it hanging on the
Are
wall.
you telling me you just stole some of my energy and it's in that crystal now?
No, it gives you crystal. It's a love and
friendship
energy.
I got some. All right, that's better.
Yeah, it hops to yours. Yeah, you can have it. No, I'm also a holy fire Reiki master, Karuna Reiki master. So energy work is simple for me. When it comes to, I don't know, the other stuff, it's like, what? I don't have time for that.
Right.
So let me ask you something. Were you always like spiritual, or how do you came to your awakening and your spiritual path? Because like me, I can say that I'm fairly new at this. Like I feel like last year is when I really woke up spiritually, but I was awakened in other things like in government corruption and vaccines and like.
Oh yeah, the juicy stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, I've been in all that. I studied when they started breaking loose with all that stuff. I was totally into all of that. To 2015, I got off. I just was like, okay, that's it. I'm done walking away. Especially when I saw like some stuff in my town, and I'm like, no. My son got freaked out, and I'm like, no. We got to start working on the positive. We got to start working on, because you can get sucked in that dark rabbit hole. I don't care how much you've worked on yourself. And by the way, I was born this way, actually, to answer your question. Yes. How did I know? Actually, I was born this way. When I was a kid, honestly, when I was 2, I minded everything of my thoughts and of my actions and my body language, because I honestly thought that we all communicated together without talking, and that we all were consciously aware of what we were doing. Then as life progressed on, I found out, no, we don't. We have to talk. And sometimes we're still not heard when we're using the words, because as I got older, it became more profound. All my favorite kid movies growing up, though, was like Bewitched, love that. Tabitha, love that. Loved I Dream of Jeannie, love that. Loved the kids from, the witch kids running to the mountain.
Oh, yeah.
Never
anything,
seen that.
Witch Mountain, yeah. Escape from
anything like that. But see, also my father used to tell us that we have different doors to different realms, because my sister and I, we see ghosts, or she did. Well, she doesn't anymore. I do. I see spirits. I see spirits. I hear things. I have been taunted and chased by things. I have gone out and actually cleared a girlfriend's house when she's been attacked, as like about 3 years ago. But when I was younger, yeah, I've been through a lot of that. We had sleepless nights in our house, and things still happen there when I'm around. And my dad's always like, you haven't taken your ghost with you. And I'm like, I got plenty over here where I'm at, because I'm on wetlands, and I work on the land here every day, because I do ceremony, because the wetlands are from the Huron Indians that are here. And they hold energy, and then negative energy was piled on top of it, and piled on top and piled on top, till when I came, there was like, people were getting hurt and weird stuff in this whole place that I live, that I was like, I don't know, like the shaman of my not knowing, but naturally doing it here. And I've been that way my whole life. This is more natural to me without the words. My second family is also just full-blood Native American. I grew up with them too. I had my parents and then the other ones. And when I was with the other ones, I called them mom and dad, and everyone thought like, oh, isn't that cute? You're adopted. Well, I'm like, well, of course, if I really was, look at me and them. We're different.
Yeah.
So I've been this way. My dad helped us, but my mom didn't. So see, I know the world of both. And I know the world of the politics. My father is a Mason. Okay, he went up to Grand Poobah. So I grew up as a Mason's daughter, going to, and all of those like things, So when I met people, and then they found out like years later, and they're like, oh my God, do you know about them? And then I heard all the darks, and I'm like, what? Oh my goodness. I'm like, you know what? I thought my parents looked ridiculous with those stupid little fezzes on their head, and they remind me of the people from Happy Days, So I never got stuck or trapped in anything of this stuff. I couldn't hear well. I was very sick in school, so I missed like the teachings that the kids were getting. I was delayed in my reading. I had special reading, and I was the gal in the fishbowl, because there was a few of us with glass, in there, and the other kids are broke loose. And I used to sit there and go, don't you dare say anything to me or anybody else, because I might not be smart here, but I am sure the heck smart elsewhere. So don't do it. And I'm protecting everybody. So I find out that I'm a protector because I have a younger sister, 4 years younger than me, and I'm compelled to that, or anyone else. I cannot help it. I am so compelled of like, here, let me protect you. You know, it's ridiculous sometimes.
Yeah.
So you opted out of public school.
Oh, me?
What
No,
they
I
were-
went to, I
No,
went
I'm
to
saying,
public.
but what the rest of everyone else was doing.
No, I was there, but see, I learned to read body language. I taught myself sign language from the library because I thought
Yeah.
I was losing my hearing. I learned to read lips, eyes. I would hardly speak because the best thing that you can ever learn about anything is just observing humankind, period. Not being weird and
right.
staring them down, you know, but just chilling back and
People
just
watching.
and don't think about nothing. Don't judge them. And if you feel like you're gonna judge them, think of something nice, like nice shirt, or you know, nice cup of coffee, or I don't know, nice hair, something.
Yes.
Yeah,
funny.
so I don't know. And I'm an empath. I'm a born empath. And so I've had to learn I've learned in the last few years to disassociate my energy from other people's energies. My friends knew this as a teenager, but then I kind of got used because they used to tell me that you're going to be a great counselor when you grow up. And I'm like, I don't want to be in a building at all. I need my freedom. I want to be able to go outside. I want to be able to like not have somebody tell me what to do. I don't like that. I had control, really strict parents. So
it's funny because I also wanted to go to school for psychology major. And but this is just something that did not add it. Like, I don't know, I just never felt like it felt right. Like, I mean, I I feel like a lot of like people come to me and they tell me their problems and and I don't know, I just didn't, I don't know. But
That happens. I always wonder sometimes though when people come to me and I wonder why I'm even having the discussion about their private life. But okay, I'll listen.
You, my kids used to ask me at the gas station when I'm having conversations like with these people, and they go, "Mom, who was that?" And I'm like, "I don't know." And they're like, "You act like you guys know each other," and I'm like,
No,
I don't know, but I just made this elderly man have an awesome day, and I did too because I felt good. I mean, I used to be a bartender in a restaurant, a family restaurant, and I loved listening to anyone that would come in, and just sit there and listen to their story because everyone has a story. That's more real to me, and I learned more about life and people through people than I did the books, and everything that I learned is a validation for me. It's not for me to learn to go run around and tell everybody, look what I can do and what I learned, because I don't have the degrees behind me. I have friends that have like buttloads of them. I'm thinking, God, that costs a lot of money. Don't even use half of this stuff, and it took up half your wall of see what I did, even though this person's not that way, but they just, and I found my Reiki masters actually thing. And I mean, I do have one, here it is, I just found it. So I am a certified, but in the same aspect, when you see my videos, you'll see my walls are Native American and all on that side, my crystal skulls. And then I've got Buddha the Buddha over here. I've got, I got my India stuff over here. And then I have like the white tar, I found that. And I have something I got from Mexico from my neighbors. Jorge's mother, he hadn't seen her in like 17 or 18 years, and she got a visa and got to come up. Beautiful, beautiful woman. And she gifted me this from,
La Guadalupana,
Yes. And
Is there a moon in there? Yeah, there it is. It's poking out the side there. Or that one's the horn one, but.
Yeah, this is the horn one, because I didn't notice that. And I'm like, is that a horn? Where is it? And then I found the other one. But my sister actually saw this when she was down there, and my neighbor downstairs.
There's actually a story behind that actually specific picture.
My sister went down there, and she's a historian, and she recited the whole story to me about it. But what I did was I didn't know, because flowers are Lol in Maya, Lol. So to the flowers, LOL is Lol. for
No
flowers,
way. That's
vibration
out loud.
flowers. And I love to do flowers. So where our doors are, I did flowers on both sides. And then on Mother's Day, I was done and I'm like, we need something else. And through the whole weekend, I did the whole front of our building to make it look nice. And I did not know that her mother was coming, or his mother was coming from Mexico. And I did not know that the flowers that I planted are the type that she has in her garden from Mexico. And everything was beautiful. And so he was like, my neighbor downstairs, she's like, I would like, and then I saw the picture of her in their home, and I went, oh, and I was taken away, and she was like, do you know her? Yes, I do. And so she says, and then they gave it to me, the husband, and Robert's been my little friend, and her husband, and I almost started crying, and they kept on going, no, don't cry, don't cry. Yeah, and I love them. So yeah, I just got that recently. And so
nice.
It comes, everything, it's just so beautiful how things work and tied in. Plus my daughter-in-law, she's half Mexican too.
Yeah, that's what you were mentioning.
My son-in-law is from El Salvador. So my family and is tying in with everything in the Americas.
Yeah.
Americas.
Definitely.
Yeah.
So Ransom, you also have Native on your blood, right?
Yeah. But whenever I look at the family tree and actually look at how many people mixed and how many people don't really know if that even was the father or not the fathers back in history, because we weren't there. I mean, like 150 years ago, I don't know who was, talking to who. I know what they put down on paper, but you don't really know. But I always tripped on that. So there's so many different branches throughout Europe and Middle East and the Americas that I always laugh at the concept when people talk about, they get all into the race thing or they misidentify their nationality as a race. Like I'm like, what? Like the whole thing, like Mexican or Guatemalan, 5 miles, same DNA, same language. Mostly probably the same food in the same area there where it borders.
You meant Guatemala?
But they would say it as if their country's their race. Like I'm Mexican, I'm Guatemalan. Oh, okay, but that's weird. But that's not a race, but okay. Okay, that's your nationality. I get it.
I agree.
So I can't identify try to say I'm some kind of something because all of the names you come up with are nationalities. And you don't even know where those people came from when they settled in those countries.
Exactly. Yes, exactly. I totally agree.
Yeah.
I have no idea who was doing who.
Let's just say you resonate a lot with Native American stuff.
Well, yeah. I was born in America, so why not? I was born in Tahlequah, Oklahoma.
Oh. Yeah.
So I know my people are from there too.
I was in Oklahoma and I was fascinated about the red sands. And I was also so happy to see those signs. Do not pick up the red clay dirt and take it home out of those places because they were sacred.
Oh,
down in Oklahoma. Yeah, I've been down there because it was actually picking up a dirt bike.
People steal the sand here too, the white sands, the national monument. They go out there and they try to take it home, and you're not supposed to. But you know what? I live here. I've been to white sands a lot, and you cannot not bring like at least 2 or 3 cups back with you because it gets in your clothes, it gets in your hair, it gets all in your car. If you get in and out of it while you're there, there's no way you can't not take a bunch of it. But people now, they stop on the side of the highway because they had a barbed wire fence because the sand moves. It moves back and forth. So it blows out. If this year the wind blew more to the south, it'll push over past the fence. And people just stop on the side of the road and steal it anyway. I mean, like,
they do.
There's so much of it. I think it's even still coming out of the earth because it's an ancient seabed. So, like,
they do. Well, it's energy, and there's certain energy that we're drawn to naturally. I mean, there's certain
crystal. It's not even like normal sand. It's like a crystal.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. And there's quartz
like
crystals. People are. I mean, look at how we're communicating. Quartz crystals everywhere. That's what crystals are supposed to be. You know, they're communicators. I mean, can you imagine when they're going to be tapped into how much information that they're collecting?
Desiree says that she lives right at what's that? How do you call it? Telequa?
Tahlequah.
Yeah. I live right by Telequa.
He's an Okie.
Sorry.
He's an Okie.
But no, I was telling you, Sherry, that like when last year when I started my awakening, I would like listen to drum beat meditation, and like it will do something to me, like to my blood. Like I will feel it. It will feel like, I don't know. I really can't describe it, but it was just, I don't know. It was,
Well,
and my third eye, that's how I started my third eye vibrating. The first time that it vibrated was listening to drum beats.
yeah, it's like you don't even have to ask the question whether you're Native American. I don't know if they really say it like that in Mexico anyway, but you know that you have ancestry from all around the area of Mexico City. So why wouldn't you consider yourself native to the Americas? I don't know. You know what I mean? I don't know. But you ever watch Russell Crowe? I mean, not Russell Crowe. Yeah, that's right. I said the actor. I meant Russell Means, but I don't know why I said Russell Crowe. He's a Native American, and he was talking about, how like it's, like everybody here is Native Americans now. He goes, congratulations. Now they'll treat you like they treated us. Congratulations. It's America. You should take care of it. It's beautiful, but who knows?
I saw that. I
He's
know what
gone
you're talking
now,
about.
but
Totally got that one. I was like, oh, that was good. Yes.
Wow. Did that happen to you too? What do you think that is, Sherry?
Well, okay, let me share something. I honestly have Native American blood in me on my mother's side from Maine. But the family didn't want to speak about it because when I found out it was in the 70s, and I ran across the yard because that felt normal to me. That felt I blonde hair, a little like woo, yelling out there, and my mom was like, shh, because back then they were still being mistreated, which I didn't know. But soon as I knew that the blood was running through me, I knew instantly. It just clicked on. Yes, this is true. And then everything became natural to me. All the drum that's occurring to you. I have a drum. Native American drums is for your heartbeat and the heartbeat of Mother Nature, of the drum of Pachamama. So you're drumming your heart. What does your heart do? It pumps your blood, right? So you're pumping your blood, the heart to the connection of the beat, pumping the blood, which is circulating through your body, which is a divine essence of us. When you're doing the kiss the sun to Humnoku, you are also cleansing and moving your blood, which should be done. So there are no attachments, no negative forces. There's only your own self and light of movement and measurement. And when I am done with Humnoku, every day, you do it in the morning and in the evening, son, to the sounds, I always, after I'm done with it, I always say to help me to be moved and measured in the most benevolent way, because it's energy, meaning I want to collect the good, the benevolent. In the 4 directions, or for ancestors, is Baka Kabs. So I do the 4 directions with the Baka Kabs, which is ancient ancestors. I call them of the East, and I say to the Baka Kabs in the East, with all my relations, be with us on this day in the most benevolent way. I do it to the south, the west, and I'm outside into the north, and I am facing these directions, and I do have one of the dogs with me. I do this religiously. I go to the water, and that's another word of Watakahi, which is Native American of some tribe that I learned. I can't, excuse me, I'm sorry, I don't remember. And I bless the water of Pachamama every morning. Wow. Because the water needs to hear from the human's throat chakra and voice to connect with her, because we are of water. She is of water. We are of her. She is of us. We are honoring her. She will honor us. When we are connected with her, we are connected with the whole. When we are connected with Humnoku, who reigns and works with her, he works with her, the father, the mother. Things grow, light shines, things are good, things are bad, you know, it's because there's something covering between the connection of the mother and the father, the bad weather, the clouds, but it doesn't stay forever. Everything is constantly in movement. The Maya, your ears have the constellation, reminder of we are created with the constellations. We have movement. We are always moving. Our arms show us to remind us we are part of the cosmos. The guy in the letter T of the sacred breath is throughout all indigenous. You will start to notice the shape of T because this is sacred breath breathing in,
like the
knowing
cross.
the breath of light. And it's also for a tree. We also, the Maya to the tree is the T sound, that and I do that to the trees with your hands up. You don't have to say anything. You don't have to say, what do I owe you or you owe that? It's a constant, just, and the brothers, the male energy, because they're rooted into Pachamama, which the roots are connected all over the earth, which she is connected. Energy does not go around her from us. It goes through. Energy goes through her to the other side. When you are sending love, if you have family on the other side or down, it doesn't go like our maps or around or whatever. It goes through to her.
Oh, wow.
We're connected. So that's what the Maya is telling for the science, for the cosmos. We have our body. The Maya also say, or how keen, 5 races started when, never said, this is the center which we came. This is the center where we go of Hubnoku. We're reminded of the beginning in our hands alone, that we are all connected every day. Every part of our body is connected every day. We do it every day. It's just that we haven't been taught because it's been ripped apart and forgotten.
Yeah, I know that they do like the Solkin calendar. The 20 days is represented with the 20. What is it?
Let me see where.
Oh, the 20. Like we have 10 fingers and 10 toes, so that's 20. And then the 13, which represents the Trasena, is based on the 13 major arteries or major, how do you call it? Yes. The 13, see, the 13 is a sacred number. Yep. And the 20-day, yep. But like I said, they're related with the body.
Oh yeah, everything is. We are a pyramid. That when you sit like with your, you know, in the yoga style, with your hands like cupped up on your knees, and you see statues like that, they are doing to Hubnoku and receiving, but your body is shaped as a pyramid. Your legs are like the base of a pyramid, and as things, so, you know, when the light's coming in or going out, you know, and as the chakras too, you know, the 3 lower are the human 3D chakras. The heart chakra is the 4th that most people just need to get to. And then you have the throat of speaking and sharing, which I've been working on because I know that's where I am at. And then you have the pineal, which mine has been always open. It's just never shut. I've never allowed that because that's cool compared to drama and human life. Sometimes that was the best world ever. And then you have the chakra. But coming to find out, it's funny that that world is becoming the now world. I was consciously aware that my differentness, but wasn't really quite seen by everybody, was the fact that I was observing everybody running around like, what the heck happened to humanity, period? What happened to the divine feminine wisdom energy, which is an energy, or the divine masculine wisdom energy, not the, you know, feminine energy and masculine energy. Woohoo.
Here, I was gonna show you guys this. Check this out. Let me make it bigger here though. All right, so this is like a 1,000-year-old petroglyph on a rock right here near where I live. But the symbol right here, you know, kind of like the T you were talking about. There's another one I can look through that looks, you know, really fat, like an iron cross. But they put these dots around it and they're different. But you know how you were talking about the cardinal directions, they always put these on the rock where you can tell the cardinal directions. Like this one doesn't have it. I have another picture that's the same one, but the north is an empty circle. It's the only one that's an empty circle, and that direction is north. And the direction looking at it flat against the rock would be east that way and south that way, and
Oh wow.
west the other way. But this is also like the Sioux and Dakota medicine wheel, which is red, black, white, and yellow, which represents, according to their creation story, that there was only once one man, and then they were the red man, the white man, the black man, and the yellow man, and they all separated into the different directions of the earth. And at the end times, everybody would come back together, all the different colors of men. It's like it's a thousands of years old trip, but every culture has that same shape in there everywhere you look. It's crazy. It's also the zodiac and all the other stuff.
It's right here.
Yeah.
Right here. And you know what that means? Fertile mother in the Maya. It's the fertile mother. We have, wait, let me see. Okay. That one is the teachings. Wait, let me see what it says. No, that's the father. That's, okay, so that's the father, means of the vertical lines directed upward, and when the lines are pointing downward indicates the mother. The goddess or the goddess of the earth, the horizon symbolizes the mother. So, but, okay, so, oh, that's the fertile mother. So we got,
That's awesome.
so the father right there, that's the father. So that's what's showing in that. And it's the square in the circle, and it's in everywhere. This would be the symbol of the fertile mother here. And then we have the other one of the father and the mother going. And then we have earth. Wait, let me think here. Earth, I think it's Venus and or wait, I gotta look. Because those are like
you showed that on one of your videos on your channel.
Yeah, I did. So I was going through that. But see, ever since I did that, now it's a circle square, and I can see it, and it's profound. It's really profound now.
Wow. So but anyways, this is the first deck that I ever got, and it was because
I like this. Oh, I like that. I like that how it looks like. Yeah, looks like the condor. That's oh my God, that's beautiful. I love that. Oh, that's
so yeah. I was extremely, drawn to Native American stuff, and then I was extremely guided to follow the Mayan stuff, and like I really believe that one of my purpose is to bring some information back to this time about the Mayan.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
So
that's what Hoon Spotsman has been teaching. If you go on YouTube, actually, you can see him. He is ascended, but he in his younger days was in like he was there on YouTube with the crystal skulls and talking about the crystal skulls, obtaining information that the children in the future are going to unlock them, because it's an ancient Mayan download, and it's a forgotten thing, and the kids are going to remember it. The newer kids that are born after the 2012, I've been taught that like before 2012 is old energy, just old everything, and throw it away, get rid of it. And that's what we're doing by going through all this stuff. And then from that point was 0 point, the zero of anything. And Hoon Spotsman had said, that the new teachers are coming. The new teachers are the ones that are not seen. The new teachers are coming from many places that those are not aware of yet. And I was, and I'm like, wow, I totally get it, because it also says the meek shall inherit the earth. It's the people that have been on the ground, who's lived the hardest, harsh stuff, but have crawled out of it. I have artwork picture that I drew of people in muck and guck and heads coming out and faces, and of myself, like just coming out of it. Like, I'm done with this stuff. I'm moving this way now. And I feel like I got there in order for those that are waking up later, because I've been told this, that the older souls, because I've met people older than me that has been doing and clearing the pathway for me to where now I met you guys and stuff who have been waking up. So, but I've already cleared a lot of energetic paths for you guys of waking up, and I can still go, yeah, because I already walked through that a while ago. or years ago or all my life ago. And this is what
Right.
it meant to be for today. Because
Yeah.
I knew something in my future meant something. All this stuff that I've been through, I'm like, God, this has really got to mean something to me. And it is, because that in myself has always been like, you know, I don't know, everybody, humanity, this planet, all living
Yeah.
things on this planet. It's just like as a whole. And
Yeah.
just,
Yeah. No, like I said, I really feel like, you know, I was meant to share some information. If I can just, you know, bring some curiosity to someone about the Mayan, and if I can encourage them by, you know, to look more into that, that'll be awesome.
Right.
that was wonderful. Because Hoon's Botsman, that's what he's been trying to do, is wake up his own people. Before these books that were written by him, he was just trying to wake up his own people. He was taken from his family as one by his great uncle and received 8 generations of ancient, culture as a shaman and a holy man. And then when he was around the other kids that grew up in the Christian Catholic part, they were screaming at him because he told us, he goes, yeah, they used to call me the Diablo, the Diablo.
Wow, that's
Because
terrible.
what he was doing to his own culture was like the devil, evil, evil. And
That's
he was
messed up.
like, oh, I'm trying to bring you the teachings because when the Crusaders, the Spaniards came, they came with the cross. Okay, and the cross came with a bloody guy on the stick, and which is Jeffrey, thank you, bloody guy on the stick.
Yeah,
Because
but the cross was already here, though. That's what's funny.
yes, that's where it came from. Okay, so it came from here, and I read it out of this book that I had, or one of my other ones, that it came from the, excuse me, the Maya. It went to Africa and Asia and European countries. And as it went around, it stayed. When it came back and returned to the Maya through the Spaniards, they cried, and he wrote this down, this is his own words, they cried like babies. They sat there and they bawled for something that was divine, of the mother and the father in a sacred circle, and the square in the circle, and it went all the way around and came back with a dead guy on a stick. And then the Spaniards looked at them like, what's wrong with you guys? Come on, this is what we do. You got to cross, we got to cross.
Yeah, that zodiac cross is in every culture that I've ever studied, from the Sumerians 8,000 years ago all the way up to the Native American stuff, all of it. And
It's
then
everywhere, but it's like that game that kids play,
even
telephone line.
the Egyptians, like, they came around about 4,000 or 5,000 years after the Sumerians, and they had the main Ankh and the cross in their culture, and the Babylonians used the cross, and you can go into the Indus Valley and the cross was there. That's what's weird. And then you got like more recent factions or whatever on the earth have used the Iron Cross as well. They keep using those old symbols, like Hitler stole the swastika, and it has nothing to do with that. And I found a petroglyph that was 1,000 years old that has a swastika on it. And it has nothing to do with them or what they stole. And they have a bunch of Buddhas over in China that also have the swastika on the Buddha, and they're 1,000 years old.
Oh,
I mean,
I studied that
these
too.
esoteric people will steal symbols of a good fortune and things, and twist the message to the masses. So that when they associate that picture or that idea, like you said, it's either a bloody guy on a cross, or it's these people that went and killed a bunch of people, or whatever. And it gets into that eagle snake thing of the old world.
Yeah, I got my snake.
I told that story before that, when I was, I don't know, is it junior high or whenever you start learning about World War II, I was obsessed with the swastika. Like, I kept writing it everywhere. And it's not like I was like,
it's the universe.
It's not like I wanted to be a Nazi or anything like that. It's just there was something about that symbol.
It's not only the universe, but you could also see the solar system in it, and you can see the galaxy in it, and all of the shapes out there in space are cyclical like that, and they kind of spin. And it's weird that, like, you can go on those rocks, and I mean, there's bunches of them. There's spirals, there's circles and circles, there's squares with circles.
Wow.
There's even one that looks almost exactly like the giant one in Nazca over here on these rocks. So the symbols were everywhere.
I studied all of that stuff for years. I mean, I've been like, you know, because it was more like follow your heart, you know.
It's sacred geometry. I mean,
It is sacred geometry.
Well, see,
modern cultures come back up with what they call math, and then they're like taking credit for all this stuff that's been drawn on rocks thousands and thousands of years ago.
Oh, totally.
Yeah, but see, the thing is, like, they don't teach us that when, you know, we go to school.
No.
So it was until like last year when I start finding out that that symbol is an ancient symbol, and that actually is not, you know, like it started to make sense why I was so attracted or drawn to that symbol.
You know, in 1940, the Hopi basketball team here in New Mexico had a swastika on the front of it to represent their tribe. And then we went into World War II, and then a lot of their elders, older people would join the armed services, and the swastika became an ugly symbol, and they ripped it off their jerseys because they didn't want to be associated with that. But they had already had that in their culture for so long, and it's messed up. And then you know what you were talking about that they don't teach us in school. The Smithsonian, when they came to North America, there were mounds with sacred geometry. There was Jewish symbols. There was pyramids. And what they would do is they would settle a town right on the center of the mound and build crap all along it. And the Smithsonian would just cover up any evidence later on after the settlers did it too. The churches did it first.
Yeah, I was going to say, that's a thing.
Any sign of sacred geometry. Like they knew, we don't want to let people back in Europe know that these people have a connection to them and to the, you know, the ancient past of these they knew about all of those symbols. So they covered it up and try to hide it.
Oh, they sure did. I've been to the Serpent's Mound. That's where I've done ceremonies.
Oh, yeah, Ohio. That's awesome.
I had the tour of the whole
way. I want to go.
Yeah, I'm only like 5 hours away from it. And they just had, actually, guys, is it the solstice or something? Does anyone know?
Yeah, today, equinox.
Well, I've been tuning in also with the energy because they have the celebration of solstice going on there. And Chief Eagle is from the North Dakotas, is there. I have a t-shirt. He's on one of my t-shirts. He's there right now. They're doing ceremony all weekend long there for the solstice around the Serpent's Mound. And since I've had my crystals and I do have a piece from there that I've been doing ceremony, I totally spaced out on it, but I've been connecting us with that energy too.
That's a trippy place, Serpent Mound, because there used to be an obelisk in the head and all that, and it fell off down the little thing.
You know what they just found out when I was there? They did the Liger. You know what the Liger is when they take the pictures and it goes in depth? Yeah. Because the guy, Tim Johnson, who's a friend of mine, is a geologist down there. Yeah. And the Liger testing, they had dragon wings. The Serpent's Mound actually had.
Oh, wow.
Dragon. Yes.
Yeah, and it's right on the edge of a massive crater with precious metals in it.
Yeah. Oh, no, I'll show you what's on the side of it. I have it.
And if you were flying in a spaceship, you would see it and know, hey, there's some stuff
isotope. There. This is part of that when the crater, it's on this edge of it, slammed in, and you can see the bedrock and everything is completely straight. I mean, and the magnetic force out there. Yeah. It's okay. It's like what we're going through right now. This waves of weirdness and coolness is the same thing. So if you got some work that you need to do, or you're just like some crazy person that acts like you're okay, but you're not, you go to the mound area or any of these vortex places, you're going to get messed up. Or if you're someone that's working and you go to get clear. So there was 2 people in my class, and when we were on our education with the group, because the Serpent's Mound also has a water serpent. I have pictures of that. That's nobody really knows about that one. They have you can go up into in a portal that climbers have gone over in the water. We didn't go as far, but the one my partner, when we went to get the isotope, she became ill in her solar plex, in the solar area. So me being a Reiki master, I'm like, I had to drive and put my hand over her solar plex and drive and put energy back into her. She didn't want the isotope. She didn't feel good. And then
Wow.
We went to the water park. Another gentleman, an older one, he couldn't see. He started going double vision, and his solar plex stomach started hurting. I had to guide him. I said, please take my arm. And I walked with him and had him tell me what was going on and put energy back. When I'm at the mound, I love that place. I am energized. I am like, woohoo, all of the way. But we should make a thing. We should make a thing.
We should
and I can get a hold of Tim and his wife to go there, and he can show us some stuff. And they got catacombs there and everything. And there's only camping grounds, or you have to go to Cincinnati, and it's like an hour and a half from there. And I have friends down, but we could stay in another place that's cheaper across from Cincinnati. It's like right across the bridge, and my friends are in Kentucky. It's like,
I totally wanna go and make a little ceremony there and absorb all the energies.
Also, there's a field. Actually, I don't know when they do camping, because Tim told me that there was a ship that landed and made a crop circle there.
Cool.
Yeah, so we should go there. We can make a plan. I can do that. I can afford to, rent a car to. That's what I've done and hit down there. I got camping gear. I got all the good stuff.
Camping stuff too.
Hotels.
I have camping stuff too. I have a camping a tent that is like I think it's 10 feet tall.
Okay.
So like you can stand there and like you can fit like 2 queen size air mattresses.
So it's like twice your height.
Yeah. I don't care. I camped, like I used to go camping younger. I'm out. I don't care. As long as I'm not got bugs crawling on me, I'm pretty good.
Right.
I'm just like,
bugs, man.
I'm good with that. But yeah. And also Tim and his wife own, since he's a geologist, they got a little shop it's at their house. And you go in and you can find he's got ancient stuff that he's uncovered. It's just fabulous in there. And he's the one that gave us a tour of the place and the crater. And he said, let me know when you're coming down, and come down when it's not like tour time, and we'll just get some, and he could probably teach us some goodies or something,
Right.
That'd be badass.
I'm excited. This has got to happen.
Yeah, it has to. So how is the winter there is pretty brutal, right?
Well, they do have the winter solstice one too. They do there. I've never been there. I don't know. Michigan
I got Gore-Tex. Weather don't scare me.
No, I don't. But let me tell you something. When you're driving there, I will promise you that your like apps for driving and your whatever you call it, they don't work. Get a paper map.
Birds love it there.
I had 2 different things going to GPSs, and I pre-warned the people that let me use them, and I said, they're not going to work. I need a paper map. I swear to God, I was the guys, because being from Michigan and I was near like Ohio State, and our football teams are like, so they're on their bikes on a Sunday drive watching a Michigander go back and forth. Ha, she's lost, right? And I'm zipping by. I'm on some guy's farm in a cow field trying to turn around, and he comes out and he's like, excuse me, honey, I don't think you're in the right place. And I'm like, no, sir, I'm not. I'm trying to get off this mountain. I'm supposed to be like 2 mountains over. And so I found a red-tailed hawk that swooped up, because that's one of my animal totems is a red-tailed hawk. I've known that since I was like 18 years old. Yes, sir. And it's because I can spot them like that out of the corner of my eye. I don't care if they're covered or not. I see them always. And I had one around my head the other day.
I've raised a couple of those. They fall off the buildings around here once in a while, and then their mom won't mess with them, and you have to get them, feed them little slivers of meat.
Oh,
I usually give them to the zoo though if they're injured. If they're not injured, I just feed them and then kick them out. But they always come back and land on your house anyway, or at least through their lifespan.
Well, if you're kind to them, they remember you. I have 2 feathers. I had 3 that was plucked from a red-tailed hawk from a friend. Their dog Venus got the 3rd one, but I still have the 2 from them, because my friend's like, these are gifted to you, but Venus decided to eat one. And I went, okay, that's fine.
Everybody thinks I'm weird because I come across so many animals though. Like I get snakes and tarantulas, whatever, like little baby animals all the time. I had a dove the other day. It was weird because I put a dove in a video I made, and then it was just weird that at night I was driving into town to get some munchies. I shit you not. There's a big box in there. And a long time ago, I got a cat. I earned a cat that way. I ran over a box on the road, and I saw a little cat flipping down the road, and I kept it. I called it lucky or whatever. So kind of weirded me out. There's a big box in the road. So I pull over and I get it's just an empty box. I throw it in the back of my my truck there. And then like 2 days later, I'm driving and there's this dove in the road and it's alive. And everybody keeps just driving over it, but not hitting it. So I can't handle it. I pull over, I run out there and I get the dove and I'm thinking, oh, well, okay, got smacked in the head. And it's in shock, but it's not dead. And it, you know what I mean? And it's just sitting there. I brought it over here and put it in a box, fed it bread and let it have some water for several days and put it outside. I don't know. It went back.
I've done that in the rain, in the dark, on a main highway road, US 12, in the rain. I had my girlfriend, I was blocking traffic while she scooped a dog that we were trying to deter. But the thing ran right into a tire and bloop. And the funny thing is her mom ended up keeping it and her name is Tracy. So the dog always came running. So they ended up naming it Bracy. And but yeah, and I held it and we thought it was, I was like, please don't be dead, you know, but it was just it just got knocked out too. But yeah, people were like, you were in the middle of traffic in the dark. And I'm like, yep, I was like out there like, no, see me.
Wow.
It's one of those things. Animals know, they know. Okay, and I learned another thing, to know that you're on the right path. If the animals start coming to you, the ones in the wild, I mean, I literally have to tell the two brother squirrels that are out by the pond to stop playing with Miko, because now the lab, my puppy's nose is coming into the hunter skills. That the other day, one of them was like, you know, and then it'd run and stop. And then I'm like on the leash, like, oh my gosh, this is hurting me. And then
the instinct kicks in and they go after.
No, they play. She wouldn't hurt them. They just, and they know this because I speak to them. I won't allow I won't allow that to happen. And they know this. So animals know. And if you're able to talk to them, if you're able to look at the children and understand them, you're more closer and on the right track of everything that is divine than you are from a book or somebody teaching you something. Seriously.
Wow.
It's so simple.
I know everybody got the creeps with tarantulas though. You notice nobody wants to bond with the hairy tarantula spider. All the comments were like, ew. I know, but I know if you stay calm.
It was giving me the creeps.
But I know if I stay calm and it'll just walk on me. It doesn't want to bite me. It doesn't have no
aggression. But I can totally see it. Like you'll be so calm, not expecting it, and suddenly.
That's not going to happen because that animal wants prey, and I'm not the prey, so I don't even fit in its little cycle. So as long as I'm not aggressive or nervous to it, it's just like the thing with the wasps. They don't bother me.
No, they don't.
I've been stung by them, and every time I was doing something that agitated them, and after I learned you just, loud noises and being afraid of them, they come after you.
You and I got too much in common, dude. Way too much in common. My girlfriend did that to me with the bees trying to make a nest at her house.
Yeah.
She told the bees to move. And I'm like, what are you talking about? And she's like, no, seriously, you know how to do it. You tell them when I come home from work, because I was watching her son, she goes, you tell them and not to. And I'm like, oh my God. Okay, fine. So I'm like, okay, guys, she doesn't want you to build a nest right there. You really got to go someplace. Just please go somewhere else. I'm feeling stupid. I'm like, this is so dumb. And then I'm like, and they didn't. They moved. They actually moved. I'm like, what the heck? She goes, I knew you could do it. I knew you could. I have sometimes some of our people, we can see each other things about ourselves or like that we can't see, right? Like gifts or that are naturally ours. But somebody else can see it right away, like her saying that, or you doing a card read, or you're reading the lizards and that's like reptiles, and the snakes and just the snakes on my arm, and it's just like, oh my! Did we
say that thing about the weird stuff about your tattoo that you designed?
Oh no! So
and the same with me. She told me I was an eagle.
Wait! Let me tell this story. So before the show started, I pull out Sherry's Mayan chart, and she's actually a double lizard, right? And she has a tattoo of show us and tell us about your tattoo.
My tattoos. Okay, I gotta stand up here. It's so I say I'm on a tablet, so I feel like I'm scrunching. Okay, wait, let me take off my bracelet. Oh yeah, look. Let's see. my bracelet I wear, this was
Oh, wow. Oh,
this
look.
is handmade
There
from a
it is.
Native American man from the Southwest. It was given to my friend.
The
This is
Thunderbird.
made of nickel. I wear it every day, all the time. I take it off when I go to sleep. But it was my friend's, anyways, it was her ex-boyfriend. He made it for her. She's Native American too. And, you know, she just wanted to get rid of it. She says, for me, and now it's mine. And I hope to God I never lose it. Okay, so anyways, let's see if I can do this. Get my hand. Okay.
Yeah, there's a lotus there.
The lotus, because of what was going on with my life. I grew up as a tomboy in protection of my own self, of everybody's emotions, feelings, you know, like, hey, babe, you know, and I'm like, ew, sick. I know what you're thinking kind of thing. Yeah. So I would just, I was one to like protect myself. I couldn't deal with it because I'd look at everybody else going, why can't anybody else feel what I'm, whatever. And I'd walk away. So the lotus takes a hard time getting out of the muck and the guck and moving up. So that was for me coming to this point. Then the feminine, the female, can you see it? I don't know if you can see it. The female has, I wanted me in the center, or not me, but the feminine divine wisdom energy, meaning it doesn't have to be feminine. I don't have to be girly, but I don't have to be, you know, a tomboyish. It's a softer kind. And so I did the body shape of how I wanted it with the wings. Then I had the two serpents coming up because of Archangel Raphael, who also is considered in the Inca as one of the angels that comes from Venus and works with them, along with Viracocha and along with Hermes Magistus. Yeah.
So you designed that too, correct?
It looks like Lilith as well.
Well, you know what? My daughter, though, okay, she did the body and the whole body form of wanted like the old school hippie chick, you know, the bigger hips. And then Zira, who is an artist, an art major from the U of M and everything else, I said, do what you think, you know. So she did the color red. And even we all three saw a woman with this like reddish auburn hair. I've even had people tell me this, you know, once in a while. So I don't know what that means. But then when she was done, I was like, but this is what I've done like once in a while because I have to remind myself and I had it. But when I'm doing it, if I get upset, I can say I'm shaking my girl. And I told her to get another one so I could walk around and go, I'm shaking my girls.
Yeah, and then the double snake is like one of the oldest symbols. That was Inky's symbol there with and people argue that means the double helix of the DNA as well, which is more of a, if you think about it, more of a maternal or woman symbol because it's rebirth. If it's DNA, then that means birth, you know.
Yeah.
Well, so Sherry is a lizard and she is connected with the serpent and she's a double lizard on her Mayan chart. Now, Ransom, his day sign is an eagle and he has a tattoo that he designed of an eagle. So show it.
And it's up above my head right there too.
Oh, yeah, cool.
Yeah, see, check it out. Well, I guess. But yeah, it's a Mississippian eagle. That's one of those cultures.
And show us the other tattoo.
Yeah.
Oh, this one?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
So, yeah.
That's awesome.
Somebody said something about that on one of my videos. Yeah. Like it was something.
Oh, okay. You got the arrows through the paw print. That is awesome. And that lead.
So I designed that one too. And some guy on one of my videos was like, look, he has Cherokee letters on his arm. I wonder what that means. And he like, Googled it and he put the letters up in the comments. And I was like, well, what do you think it means? Dipwad? I mean, come on. It says something.
Gosh.
And he even bothered to go translate it.
Some of these people crack me up.
Oh
He
my
translated
God.
it and I was like, yeah, but the other one is Wahya. So he got the Cherokee part. He realized it says Cherokee and Cherokee. And then, so he put that up there. I don't know what his trip was, but anyway. And I said, yeah, but you forgot the other ones. That's Wahya. That's Chalaki Wahya. Because, you know, that's a Cherokee wolf. I'm like a lone wolf too. So I put it in there and then I got the yin and the yang. And I grew up in New Mexico and that's the Zia, which is another one of those symbols. And this is actually a Nordic sun on the outside of it. So I blended the native and the, kind of European symbols for the same thing.
Holy cool. I totally see it. I got it all. I know all those symbolisms.
Yeah, right.
So it's funny that, we got the serpent and the eagle.
You're spot on.
So what do you think well, I didn't get to read too much, but of what I read you from the Mayan reading. What do you think?
It's very interesting. I haven't heard from that book. And what your readings that you gave me, that just blew me I'm gonna have to digest.
Mine was really close to my personality as well. That's what surprised me.
It's what did you say? What were we talking about that we thought I might have been? A jaguar. That's what it was.
Yes, a jaguar.
Not a jaguar, am I?
No, you're not. I was wrong. I was wrong.
That's so weird. Because see, when I was a kid, I'd pick up gardener snakes. I'm not afraid of snakes. I didn't know that my father is. We had a boa constrictor snake, and even my kids, we raised like the little pinkies when I was small.
Oh goodness.
So the kids actually, I couldn't watch it. I mean, I could watch it do that, but I couldn't watch the rest of it. And the kids would be all up at the kid. Wow, it's so gross, but yet cool. And I'm like, well, it's kind of like Wild Kingdom or Geographic up close and real. So,
Wendy asked me, Anna, do you have a dog tattoo? Because I'm a dog in
That's funny. Yeah.
That is funny.
No, I don't have any tattoos.
Do you have dogs?
But I do have. I have two
Yes,
dogs.
2 dogs. Yeah.
Yeah. So see, and that's an animal totem outside of yourself. You don't have to have it embedded on your body. Mine is spiritual though. It wasn't to be cool. It was like a spiritual thing for me, and not to impress anybody or to be cool about it. And yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, those readings, they're really, I think that they really explains a lot how your personality is. And I like it because it also tells you like remedies for it. Like it suggests to, what it does, it pinpoints your weakness and your strengths. And they do that so you can be aware and change the pattern.
Exactly. And it goes inside with, it just goes with like the readings that I do. And it just, everything's fitting in. Let's put it that way. All the pieces of the puzzle of trying to figure out who I am. And that's been a lifelong like journey of like, okay, who am I? And why don't I fit in? I can fit in, but I can't stick around because people will get in their little boxes and then stuck. And I have to move on. It drives me nuts, So
yeah, no boxes.
And sometimes like a serpent, okay, what do? They get warmed up. Oh, by the sun. What am I teaching? Humnaku, father, son. What is part of the Maya at Kukulkan? The sun that goes down on the equinox of the snake.
The pyramid in Chichen Itza.
Yes, and the Kukulkan, and the sun's up and goes up. So, it's just it's fascinating. I love it. I mean, sometimes I can sit outside myself and go, wow, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
We talked about that on a show one time. We were showing everybody the snake go up and down.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, we have a show we talked about that before. But I actually went there when I was, I want to say 12 years old. I went with my aunt, and I remember being in Tulum, in Chichen Itza, Xcaret. But now Xcaret is like I saw recently, it's very tourist now. They turn it into a tourist business.
Yeah.
So,
you mean I can get me a corn dog while I'm there? No, I'm just joking.
But
no, like, oh my gosh.
I could just see the guy with the cart just coming through. You have to remember, I'm an artist too, so I got like visions just pop right up. And
right.
That's funny. So I didn't even ask you if you would like to do this, but how about if we pull a card for the group? One card for everybody.
Sounds good to me.
But I don't know, what cards do you have that you want to pull?
Let's see.
Should I go get my miniature tarot cards now, so I don't feel left out? No, yes. I'll be all right.
How about, I know, we'll just go, this is, okay, for the knowledge for the Maya, the crystal skull cards.
Got a balloon card with a Viking on it.
All right.
No, I'm just joking. One of those
I've been
hot air
doing
balloon
the
guys get-
ruins again, and I forgot about is like Viking ruins, and yeah, those I found those have been because I've been reading the signs of all these people starting to talk about ruins, and I'm like, oh my gosh, okay, I gotta find them. There's my sign.
So let's just pull a card for the collective. For whoever is watching this or whoever will watch this, what's the message?
I have a catastrophe happening. Hold on, I'll be right back.
What?
I have a catastrophe. There's a sick cat over here doing my cards. I gotta deal with
Oh,
it.
kitties. Oh, I got one. Oh my goodness, I got one. Mine's time.
Time.
Yep, it's the hourglass.
Oh, wow. I got the wounded healer.
Oh my gosh. They coincide because you need time to heal. Time to heal. And sometimes we think we're in an hourglass, you know, flipping it up and down, but that's also renewal. And healing is renewal. Yes.
And I feel also that, you know, I feel like a lot of the times we focus too much in the future, or, you know, that we get distracted and we forget to focus ourselves from now, from living in the present.
Because
Yeah.
either if you're thinking of the past, you're living in the past. You're thinking of the future, you're living in the future. If you're thinking what's happening present moment, you are in the now of the present time.
Exactly. I love
Yeah.
that. So I feel like, I don't know, that remind me of that card.
And a kitty eating a string and it was choking on it.
Oh man.
Aw.
I don't know where it came from, but
Oh, they can find things that you can't imagine. When Miko was a puppy, I'm like, where did that come from? And then my son's like, hey, I was looking for that. And I'm like, I
Oh wow.
looked like there was an unhappy sock somewhere.
oh,
No, I'm just kidding.
You want me to go first?
yes.
Okay.
Go ahead.
So this card says healing energy, vitality, and life force energy are flowing through you and to you. You are a healer and you provide healing for others, even if you're not conscious of it. Whatever needs healing in your life is being resolved. Your so-called faults are now becoming your virtues. No matter what happened in the past does not need to equal to the future. It's true, the cracks can be there, can be where the light enters the soul.
Whew. Wow.
There's a little more. The native spirit wants you to know that the wounded healer in a tradition in native cultures that asserts that some of the greatest healers are those who have gone through hardship and survived, or who have been wounded and healed. It's been believed that these individuals can provide great solace and instigate profound healing for others. You may have been wounded in your life, or you may have gone through challenging times, but roots go deepest where the wind blows strongest. You are a healer in the most profound sense of the word. Healing energy is surviving through you. Whatever in your life needs healing is being addressed on the inner realms. Your strength lies in the difficulties that you overcome.
And then it does. I agree with that.
Wow. That's awesome. And I've been having the symbolism of trees with roots a lot. Everywhere in the tree of life, that's been popping up. Oh, my lighting is so hard to see in here.
Hey, maybe I can solve a mystery too.
There's a message from here from Reuben, the crystal skull, which is an ancient skull. It says the passage of time is an illusion created by the mind, linking memories of the past and thoughts of the future. Everything that happens in the universe happens now. We were just talking about that.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
Wait, what does it say? Oh, there has never been a time when it wasn't now. So, and the healing of this card is the indigo blue. So the indigo blue can bring deep meditation, and may also help you to say no to people you feel that are taking your time. So yeah, there's probably some people that we have, they just try to irritate and take up your time. To say no to them now can also especially be helpful to encourage the throat and the third eye and the base, your first chakra.
Wow.
Nice.
Nice.
And that goes with yours too, because healing, and when you're pulling in the energies from the top, and if we're the pyramids and our chakras are lined up from the root to the crown, even your card has the light coming down. It's like, yeah.
Look, you see the sun?
Yeah. Oh, no, cool. Oh.
It's funny, your light's reflecting
I
on
know.
it.
That's awesome. That's really cool.
Hey.
Yeah. So
special effects over there at the Raven Wolf channel.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Awesome.
Thank you, Cosmic Christine.
They go well. They go very well.
Yes. But we've been on for an hour and 47 minutes. So let's just wrap this out. Sherry, wrap this up.
Yeah, that's close enough. Whatever.
My bad.
That's a wrap.
Yeah, just threw them together.
Anyways, thank you, Sherry, for coming and being our guest. And would you come another time? Because
oh yeah, I had a blast.
So many more things we could talk about.
We can talk about. I have a lot of stuff, a lot of indigenous stuff, and I love talking with you guys. You guys can you activate like my memory, okay? And I'm trying to think that sometimes we obtain so much knowledge, but we can't keep it all with us because
and access it.
But yet we have it still in the ether, and then each other can trigger or pop that knowledge open by a word, by a sentence, by the same synchronicity. And then it starts the dialogue. And so then we get another one and another one and another one. And then we get all of us going, yeah. And then they're building up the energy. And then it came to me today. I remember the indigenous said that one day the world's going to be connected by the web. A web's going to connect everything. And everyone was like, oh, the internet, the web. Okay. And then it was like, all right, now evil's on the web, well, now light is on the web. And guess what? Light is conglomerating on the web, and light will move faster on the web of the spider web.
The speed of light.
Than the spider, dude. Your spider.
And I wore a spider shirt tonight. That's funny.
Oh, you do? Look at
that.
Wow. Hey, and one of the little boys in my neighborhood came out dressed as Spider-Man. He came around the corner and was flying. He goes, look. And I went, you're Spider-Man. And he's like, I am. Synchronicity.
Wow, that's crazy. But thank you so much, Sherry, again. Oh, and everybody go show some support to Sherry's YouTube channel. Can you plug it?
It's Sherry Spears. I call it Elements of Spirit because I feel that everything has the element of spirit in it. Everything has a life form, and everything that we do, even if it's wrong or bad, just remind yourself, like I was today with myself. It comes to you as a teacher and a lesson instead of a negative attribute. You're a teacher. You're my teacher. You're my friend. You're teaching me something. You're my friend. And then eventually that energy will dissolve.
That's weird that you said that about not traveling around with your information, because, like when my teachers got mad about it in school, but I don't write notes like other people, like they copy down what the person says. I'll take the whole one idea and write a symbol or like a phrase. And that's the whole notes. That's all the notes I take about it. And then, I forget about it. And then when I come back and look at the paper, I just look at that symbol or that note, and the whole idea is back in my head.
Yeah.
That's how I work. I know my teachers would call me on it, like give me a test, because they said there's no way I could have been talking and, writing little symbols and goofing off and still retain all the knowledge, but I did. It would make them mad.
Wow.
I still do that today. I take notes, I just write a little symbol.
That's awesome. That's so awesome.
I used to do that too. I used to write for history. It was more for history. I would draw like different symbols, like a tree will mean this date, or like
Oh, yeah.
different symbols, it will mean like that's how I will study.
Yeah.
That's so cool.
Yeah. But anyways, you guys, thank you for watching. Again, thank you, Sherry, and thank you, Ransom, for being my co-host. And we'll be on next week. So thank you so much. Good night.